What's up, everyone? It's your boy BLAZEDxENFERNO. And I'm Eknight117, and you are listening to episode 56 of the Infernal Gaming
I'm ready,
Podcast.
bro.
We are recording this episode, what's it, March 18th, so the day after St. Patrick's. We was fucking lit, man.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I woke up feeling very fine this morning, dog. Well, this morning, and I don't know how. I don't know if this is even real. You know what I mean, if you listen to this podcast, I guess I'm still alive. You know what I mean, this isn't a dream. I'm not. You know what I mean, but we got a dope show for y'all today. If you're new to the show, just know you can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You know what I mean, because I'm not gonna say Google Podcasts anymore, because nobody
But you
watches
just
this on
did.
that joint. I mean, links are in the description. Okay? Check out our personal links as well. They are also in the description. And remember to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. Please do that, y'all. It helps us out. This is some new listeners and all that good jazz. Now, y'all see the title of this podcast. You're like, what? Ain't no way y'all did that. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it, y'all.
What did we do?
We got my boy King.AK on the motherfucking podcast. Yes, we did, man. Yes, we did. So he is our guest for the day. And you know, this podcast episode is basically about him, man. It's creative spotlight. We're gonna talk about him. You know what I mean, it's gonna be all about him and what he doing, you know, why he is the way he is. You know what I mean, I don't even know if he's there. You still there?
Hey, bro, made me sound like a weirdo. He said, we're gonna talk about why he is the way he is.
I mean, if they've seen the streams, they probably know why.
Yeah. You guys have probably seen my boy King.AK in a lot of my streams. Friday Night Fight. He's always there consistently. He actually hosted the last one for your boy. Shout out to him for that, too. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, this episode is about him, you know what I mean? So let's get into this joint, man. AK, man. Tell the people about you, man. Just go ahead. Just start talking about yourself, man.
Well, shit, man. You know, I'm just a chill guy. You know, I like to play video games and I like to act gay with my friends. You know, almost shit. But
You
nah,
probably-
for real. But nah, for real though, I mean, the gay shit's a joke, but I like to have fun. I like to hang out. You know what I'm saying? I like to just play video games and shit. And most people that if you've seen my Instagram or any of my social media, you know that we not only play with games, we play with guns. Plenty guns, you know, all legal, all safe, all that shit. So don't ask me to buy you a gun and nothing like that. But yeah, man, you know, we just be out here living life, chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Facts, man.
So you do gun content on top of gaming content?
Yes, I do. I try to make sure that I get out to the range. I usually like to get to the range at least once a month, but lately with everything that's been going on, I haven't really been able to get to it. But we're gonna get back to it soon. So on my Instagram, y'all can follow me, King.AK.302. We're gonna be getting some more gun content, some more in the range shooting videos. I like to work on like tactical shooting as well. So, you know, if y'all are into that, instead of just looking at a motherfucker shooting at a target, you know, we like to do drills, we like to do sweeps, and we play with a bunch of different guns. So y'all seen my arsenal. I know I showed the arsenal out to the boys last night. This is fucking around and shit, but we got plenty guns and there's more on the way.
That's good money, man. Yeah, he definitely showed the arsenal off last night, man. Definitely showed that, John. They was talking about all types of shit last night, man. I mean, what is your favorite gun? I guess I should say.
I mean, this gonna be a no brainer, but it's an AK. You know,
What?
ever
I
since
didn't know.
What
ever
version?
since I was a little kid. So I originally, personally, I like the original AK-47s, the actual like I forget the actual Russian name, the all Kalashnikovs, whatever his first
Okay.
name was. But yeah, I like the nice basic, wood grain, not all tactical out and shit like that. Even though my AK is all tactical, but yeah, I also like the AKMs, like modular, kind of like how they got all the crazy shit to them, like how I had mine. I got a flash can, I got fucking brass knuckles for my pistol grip. Like I got weird shit on mine, but it's cool.
No, that's good shit, dog. Yeah, I seen that joint. That joint crazy, man. So, we gonna really ask the motherfucking questions, man. So when it comes to guns, there's a lot of motherfucking laws and wild shit that be going on, and there's people that are against it, and they be trying, take guns from motherfuckers. Personally, me, I mean, I got my license to carry. I got guns. I believe that everybody who's in the right state of mind should own a gun, especially in these times, dog. Especially if you live in a city like Philadelphia or like Detroit or like California, like Southern California, LA. You know what I mean? It's dangerous out here, man. It's wild out here. And there's a lot of people that prey um on just people's like literally people's downfall. I don't get that shit because in the city I live in, Philadelphia, you got a lot of people who rob people in the same type of environment as them. I mean, which makes no sense to me, dog. It never made sense to me. Like, you gonna rob another motherfucker that's, you know, struggling just like you. You know what I mean? Going through hardships just like you. You know what I mean? May just got his paycheck just got paid and still can't even afford to do what he got to do and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but that's just to let you know, like, you know, your boy really firmly believes um, that you gotta protect yourself out here, man. How you feel about that, man?
I mean, absolutely, absolutely. If you can get a gun, you should be having a gun. It's that
Facts.
simple. I don't care if you're male. I don't care if you're female because we gonna keep it gangster. Gun rights is for females as well. So don't ever think that, oh, just because you're a woman that you can't have a piece too. You know what I'm saying? You got the right to protect yourself. And to be honest, a lot of these women should be having firearms out here because dudes be
Facts.
thinking that girls are easy targets. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I know some women that, I mean, they'll not only fuck you up, but if they got their gun on you, bro, you done. So I just feel like every person in general, you should make sure that you get a firearm, even if it's only one. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you train with it, learn it inside out. You know what I'm saying? Just be proficient with it, and just have that thought in your mind that when it's time to use it, you're ready to use it because you understand what's on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts. Yo, couldn't have said that shit any better, man. That shit sound like a YouTube video. Like the YouTube videos I be watching, they be saying the same shit. Same exact shit, man. I mean, but how you feel about them people that every time something goes on in America, like, they be trying to take people guns and shit like that. How you feel about that shit, man?
Man, listen, I'm gonna say this with my whole chest. Fuck them. Fuck the ATF. Fuck anybody against the Second Amendment. Fuck anybody that feels as though that we don't need guns and we need to ban them and shit like this. Because I'm gonna put it like this, bro. The same people that are sitting there saying that we don't need firearms, we don't need ARs, we don't need this, we don't need that, are the same motherfuckers that are sitting here that when something happens to them, right? When something happens to them, they feel like they can call the police and the police are gonna come save them. But I don't think people truly understand the average wait time for a police response is anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes. Do you
Facts.
know what can happen in 15 to 25 minutes? Many people can die. So why would I sit there and try to put my life in another person's hands to respond to it? Especially if I know that I can, if I can and I have the right to stop it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, listen, couldn't have said it better, man. 'Cause I believe in the same thing, man. I feel like, you know, the wrong people are always going to get things that they shouldn't have, dog. That's just the way of the world, dog. Like crazy motherfuckers, like look at Britain, right? They don't got no guns, like literally no guns. They just got people out there stabbing people. But when there's a will, there's a way. Like you gonna do what you gotta do, man. You gonna get what you're not supposed to have if you're one of those types of people. But I firmly agree in the same thing. I think the Second Amendment is here for a reason. I don't think the founding fathers thought it was going to be this big thing in the future. I think, when they thought about it back then, they were like, we still got these fucking flint rifles and shit like that. You know what I mean? Muskets and shit. I mean, protect your home, man. But I also think, they kind of knew the way the world was going to go. Like, and I'm not talking no red pill, blue pill type shit. I mean, I ain't talking about no new world order type shit. But I do believe that they thought, yo, hey, if another Great Britain situation ever happens, you know what I mean, with this country that we are creating right now, the people in it should be able to protect themselves just like we, left Britain, came to America, colonized the fuck out of it, and did our thing and defended our land after Britain tried to tax them and take it from them. You know what I'm saying? And I think you know, AK said it like perfectly, dog. Like I ain't, what I mean? I ain't gotta say anything more on that. Like I do think there's a group of people who don't understand, like, you know what I mean? You gotta take things into your own hands sometimes, dog. Like I just seen this video on damn, what was that on Instagram of this guy. He runs into I think it was like a pizza store or something, and he tries to rob that bitch. Tells everybody to get on the ground and shit like that. And he turns around, and one of the guys that was sitting there eating with his kids pulls out a gun and shoots the shit out of him. Like
Oh, I think
lights
I've
him
seen
up.
that shit.
Yeah, lights him up. Now that dude is actually on a fucking run right now because I guess whatever paperwork he had was, I think it's the way he killed him that I think that he thinks he's gonna get like locked up. You know what I mean, and shit like that because he did shoot him in the
Right.
back.
He turned his back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he executed that motherfucker. It wasn't like he shot that dude. He was down. It's like he finished the target. You know what I mean? And I think in situations like that, that's the scariest thing about this country. Like you could defend yourself, but I mean, you better be prepared to motherfucking do some time if you don't do like in my state, Pennsylvania, like you dead to rights basically. You know what I mean? As long as I don't shoot you in the motherfucking back, you know what I mean? You dead to rights. You in my property, it's done, dog. Like you getting the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean?
That's something that if we're gonna talk about it real quick, that's something that actually it differs in plenty of different places.
I know.
So that the thing is, with these different states and these different self-defense laws, some have castle doctrine laws, which basically says that if somebody's in your property, or in your house, on your property, whatever, you tell them leave and they refuse, you have the right to use whatever force that you want if you feel as though that they're going to hurt you. Well,
Yeah.
let's just say in Delaware, we don't have a castle doctrine. So
Yeah.
technically in my state, what they tell us is we're supposed to run. Now I'm going to tell you firsthand, I'm a fat nigga. I ain't running for shit. Okay? I ain't running for fucking shit, especially when I'm blicked up. All right. So, the laws, they differ, and it's like you could be fully in the right constitutionally and lawly to defend yourself, defend your home, your family and everything, and you will still have to play this run around the circle game in these court systems trying to prove that you're innocent. And the
Yeah.
thing is that whole thing, like, guilty and proven until proven innocent, they take that to heart when it comes to shootings, especially
Yeah.
with all this bullshit going on with guns and shit like that. They are not playing. So if you really feel like you got to shoot somebody in self-defense, you need to understand the concept of they might not see that this is self-defense and you might go down for murder. That's why you need to be ready when you pull that trigger. You need to understand, look, I know what can come from this, but I understand that saving my life, saving my family's life, saving even this stranger's life is worth more than me just letting everybody in here get hurt or if so die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to
Fact.
be ready to make a choice.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah. I listen. I talk. Because your first statement when you said like women should get guns and shit like that. I tell every chick that I you know mess with, yo, get a gun, man, because it's wild out here. Like people, like you said, motherfuckers be crazy, dog, nowadays, dog, especially towards these women. You know what I mean? Um, and I think a lot of women they're like kind of scared to like own guns because the stigma, you know, towards them. And just like how you said, like I think a lot of people can't understand the concept, like, yo, like you're going to take somebody's life. Like if it comes down to it, like this is the thing I tell everybody all the time, right? I tell people all the time, I don't want to hurt nobody, but I'm not gonna let nobody hurt me. You feel me? Like I ain't gonna let nobody rob me, potentially kill me. Cause nowadays that's what happens. Like these kids are so trigger happy nowadays. They'll rob you and just shoot you just cause. Just cause. You know what I mean? Like why would you put yourself in a situation where, you know, you could potentially lose your life, dog? And it sucks because in this country, that's really what it comes down to. Like, I remember a couple years ago, I forget who the fuck it was, but he was getting robbed. They had like multiple guns pointed towards him. It was kind of like that pizza shop situation. It was like the minute the guy turned his back, he shot him straight, like dead on. And he ended up doing like some like years behind that shit, dog. And it was only because um I guess he was like so close to him that the courts ruled that he shouldn't have shot him like the way that he shot him. Like he shot him like damn near like right in the face, dog. And I think the dude died and shit like that. But it's like shit. At least you get to live, but it's fucked up. Like that's a situation that you gotta think about. Like, bitch, I I I wouldn't be in this situation if a motherfucker wasn't trying to hurt me. And now I'm in a situation where I'm literally fighting for my life still in these court
Yeah.
systems. That shit be wild to me, dog. Like I really don't be understanding the way these courts play with shit like that because it's like if I was a judge and a man was coming into court and they were saying, okay, this man was getting robbed, um, fear for his life, so he shot this motherfucker and he ended up dying. You know what I mean? Like I forget who he said it. It was like a rapper. He was like, listen, I shot him in the leg and he still died. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it wasn't my fault that that bullet did more damage than I thought it did. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to shoot somebody that's harming me, and then I'm supposed to sit there and be like, "Yo, don't die, man! Like, let me take care of your wounds while the ambulance comes and gets you." Like, nah, bro. Like, you just tried to rob me or do harm to my family. You brandished the weapon on me. I think the minute you know, intruder or somebody brandishes a weapon on you, it should be clear cut right there. Like, yo, I fear for my motherfucking life. I took him out. You know what I mean? I took him the fuck out. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, AK?
Absolutely. I mean, the proof is in the motherfucking pudding when you talk about it. It's like there's no reason why a person should be able to be out here, doing whatever type of criminal act and then feel like they won't be out here and they could hurt anybody physically or with the gun and feel like there's not going to be any, repercussions for that.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
me personally, like I said it before, like I'm not. Look, I carry because I'm not only here to protect myself. The thing is about concealed carrying is like, yeah, it's there to protect myself, but it's also there to protect other people around me. So
Facts.
if I get into a situation where I'm concealed carrying, but let's say like I'm in like a grocery store or something like that, and let's say like a live shooter is in there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like I gotta go completely Rambo and I have to stand on the front lines and shoot it out with that man. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, there's other people around me that might not be concealed carrying that most likely aren't. So because I have the power, I have to kind of make sure that like I do what I can to save these people. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, some people might not see it like that. Some people might say, "Hey, look, fuck them people. As long as I'm good, I'm good." And if that's how you coming, that's how you coming. And I'm not saying I'm playing Superman trying to save everybody, but at the end of the day, if I have the means to stop that, I'm gonna stop that to make sure that somebody's son or somebody's daughter, or somebody's mom gets to go back home to their family. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, hell yeah. Listen, couldn't have said it better, dog. Like I remember that situation. Maybe it was like a year or two ago, where it was in Buffalo, New York, and this guy goes to basically film the whole thing. He goes into I guess he was like, I don't know what his plan was, what he was trying to do. Um, but he
It
recorded
was
it.
a racially motivated. It was a
Yeah,
racially.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He goes to the grocery store and he literally just starts open fire on everybody in there, dog. And
I
like more,
literally watched the live video as it happened. Like I seen the video. I seen because he had a chest rig on that his phone was recording on, and I
Oh, he was
seen
uh,
that.
streaming it.
Yeah, I don't know what platform he put it on, but he put it on social media. And
That's
I had a
fucked.
friend that sent it to me from some weird ass website. I don't know what it is, and I'm definitely not gonna give it out if I find it. But he sent it to me, and I seen it firsthand. And I watched like before he even got to the store, he was sitting in his truck and he was like talking to himself, like hyping himself up for this. But like it was so weird and it was so eerie the way it was kind of like just going on because it was like this was a normal thing to him per se. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just taking out the trash, like it was normal. And I remember
yeah,
like, just seeing like he literally just hopped out the truck and it was like he was just playing fucking GTA or something. Like it
yeah,
meant nothing to him. He wasn't giving no feedback, no verbal feedback, like oh my God, like what am I doing? Nothing. Like he just went through and whacked everybody in the store. And the sad part is most of them was all color. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like he stopped when he came that he drew down on a white man that was like scared. He was like, all right, I'm done.
yeah.
That's
That shit,
fucked.
yeah, shit like that is why I said, like, man, like, I'm not saying, there's one guy in that grocery store, more people with, if there's one guy with a gun in that grocery store, people's lives would have been saved. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm definitely not saying that it couldn't be a possibility if somebody was armed in that bitch. That shit could have people's lives could have been saved, dog. And people's lives could have been saved. Cause I seen the video too. The shit's dumb sad, man. Like he had like full battle dress on. I'm talking about he had like a helmet on, all types of shit. And he just walked in that grocery store and started letting loose, dog. And the first thing people say is, "Oh, we need better gun laws, man. We need better, bro." I do agree we need better gun laws because it really is easy as fuck to obtain a weapon. Like when I got my shit, it was like literally like it took me 15 minutes and I was in and out, dog. I was in
That's
and out.
crazy.
Like, and they don't know
This
what
should
type
take
of
like 3 days.
yeah, they don't know what type of person you are and what you getting into. Like, look at the Vegas shooter guy, right? Like that dude bought so much ammo and different guns and just started letting loose. And the first thing people say is, "Oh man, we need tighter. We need to take everybody's guns." No, we just need better gun control in this country. I think that's the only thing we need, dog.
You know what?
Just
I'm gonna tell you what we truly need. and it
What's
ain't
that?
no type of gun control. We need better health care. We need better mental health care. We
Damn.
need to start looking at these people that are showing signs of mental disturbances or chemical imbalances. There's plenty of people nowadays that are suffering from mental issues that the government completely overlooks. They don't give a flying fuck. But if them same people pick up a gun, now all of a sudden it's a gun problem. It's not a gun problem. Look, all I'm gonna say is, and I'm not gonna be that cliche guy, but did that pencil that you use to take the test, did that fail the test for you? No, your ass did that. Did you get fat from using a spoon to eat? No, you got fat just from eating. So basically, what I'm saying is these are all tools for you to do things, but these tools aren't the issue that's causing it. It's the people. People need to start being more mindful that there's some loose screw motherfuckers out here, and they're just walking amongst us.
Yeah, no, you ain't lying, dog. You not lying. I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, we definitely, especially in this country, bro. We need better healthcare altogether, dog. Like the shit in this, dog. The shit in this country is like deplorable, dog. Like the shit that people got to go through, like to get basic services, man. I remember, like, well, I was in high school, and they were telling a story about the guy who walked into a bank, gave the bank teller a note that said, "I'm gonna rob this place." Sat the fuck down in the bank, didn't do nothing, just gave the lady a note, sat down. The cops came, arrested this man. He went to jail, and then he was like, "Yo, I only did that shit because I need help. I need health insurance. I'm about to die."
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I remember that story.
And went to fucking had to go to jail to get I think it was like he had like brain, like some type of brain surgery he needed or some shit like that. But like that shit's sad as hell. Like you gotta go through shit like that in this country. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and you definitely right, bro. Cause I say the same shit. Like people need to stop putting the blame on the guns and putting the blame on the person, dog. Like I said, the gun don't shoot itself. The gun don't. There's somebody behind that trigger. You know what I mean? And do I think mental health kind of like that type of shit? I don't know. I really don't know. We'd have to see if shit like that would work. You know what I mean? Like if we had better health care and we had better, therapy for people and shit like that. Because therapy is not a one-way street. Like you and the therapist have to be on the same fucking page. You know what I mean? So if I'm just crazy as shit and I don't want to go, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? Regardless if the shit is free or not. You know what I mean? But
This the only thing that I kind of come to, and if you want to call me like a conspiracy theorist or whatever the fuck or whatever, but there's plenty of things that you can sit down and you can think about for yourself to where you can see if it makes sense to you or not. But this is my thing, and I'm just going to talk about the school shootings per se. You know, a lot of people sit there and they talk about, why do we keep having all these school shootings? We need to ban firearms. Okay,
mhm.
this is the thing. The amount of money that our country spends on pointless shit every fucking year is atrocious. Okay.
Yeah,
If
facts.
we took a fraction, and I literally mean only a fraction, to employ trained armed guards in schools across America, school shootings would no longer happen anymore. And I
Damn,
think they
right.
know that. And the reason why they know that is because if school shootings like that happen, like, or didn't happen more often, you now had armed guards, you now had ways to make sure that you stop things like that, people coming into the building, shit like that. Then that means that gun control wouldn't be a thing anymore. How would you have gun control if most of these places where these mass shootings happen don't happen anymore? So then now you would,
Mm,
you would start to fight the statistic of, well, if we don't need gun control anymore because we already knocked out the bigger problem, then why do we have things like the ATF still here? And people are already saying fuck the ATF because there's no reason why they should be here. Now, if they want to talk about their alcohol and tobacco and whatever, that's a different type of thing. Those are actual drugs. if we gonna be real with you. But
Facts.
guns per se, nah. Guns are regulated because people make up these bullshit ass excuses that the guns are what are what's killing people, and it's like I double back and say it's not these guns, man. It's these people.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I'll take it from experience, right? With these type of situations, I think you're absolutely right. I think we do need armed guards in these school shootings because school shooting shit is out of hand, dog. It's super sad to see these fucking kids, just get eradicated at the rate that they are in this country, dog. Like that shit is like super sad, man. But I think I think you're absolutely right. I think like you with the gun control shit, there's no reason for the ATF if you do shit like that. But I remember in my school, right, my high school, shit was getting so bad at my high school that they were talking about putting metal detectors in the school. And basically, people of the township got together like, oh, I don't want my kid to go to a school that's got metal detectors. And it's just like, why? And a lot of them would tell you because, we're not no Philadelphia school. You know what I mean? This isn't a bad school. So you're trying to tell me that because you're putting safety precautions in your school, that makes it that it's a bad school. Like I don't get that type of logic. I don't know if you remember that Eknight, like when it got so bad at
Yeah, I
our school,
remember when
they were
there
talking.
was the lady crawling naked outside the school
Yeah,
after we graduated, like a year or two later. Like,
yeah, man.
what's even it's not like I'm against like the idea of putting like safety precautions in schools to prevent this, but I to point out the fact that this wasn't a prevalent problem beforehand in the like past decades. Like there wasn't a school shooting like almost every other month.
Facts.
This is more of a recent endemic, so it's more or less if the armed guard thing would only do so much. It only takes one student that has half a brain to outsmart, like, because essentially it's like working with insider information. You know where all the armed guards are if you go to that school. You know what I mean? So like it would just take one kid that was smart enough to outsmart and out with the school security precautions. What we should probably more focuses on is getting more actual therapists in the school, guidance counselors, getting them the proper funding, getting schools proper funding and equipment, instead of spending billions of dollars on the national defense budget. Takes just a small percentage of that and put it right back into schooling and education and helping more impoverished students who are more prone to these things. And especially reinforcing bullying programs, because majority of the time, kid that's getting fucked around with and needs somebody to guide them down the right path.
Nah, you listen, y'all both speaking facts, dog. I mean, y'all both speaking facts. Like, I think the armed guard thing is more of like a deterrent. I mean, and that's kind of all you need sometimes is a deterrent. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times with these school shooters, man, they don't be wanting to die, dog. They just want to do some wild shit. You know what I mean? But if you put that threat, like, yo, you gonna die from this, like you ain't gonna go to jail, you gonna die from this. You know what I mean? I think that would it would just be a deterrent for some people. You know what
I mean, yeah, for probably that one person that has that impulse and might give them the second thought while they're in the school with the gun, they're about to commit what they're doing, but chances are they're already mentally fucked if they're about to go through with that. So they're just going to end up doing it regardless if the guard is there or not.
The thing is about these school shootings that people don't understand is that I'm not going to say each and every case specifically, but we're going to talk about the broad side of these school shootings and why this happens. And I'm going to say it blatantly. These fucking kids are pieces of shit. Okay? Like, kids nowadays are not raised properly. So, like Eknight said with bullying, if I told you the amount of bullying that, like, I've seen and I'm sure y'all seen when y'all were in school, it's only getting worse, but it is fucking disgusting. It's natural for you to go into school and niggas is just being bullied continuously. Now, I get it, mind you, the kids that are normally being bullied, they shrug it off and they just go home every day. And eventually, they just get away from it. But, sometimes that don't work. And sometimes, the person that keeps getting bullied continuously but says, fuck it. You gonna keep bullying me, bro. I'm done with it. And yes, that is kind of like a mental thing where it's like, he probably should talk to somebody before he makes a choice like that. But at the same time, it's like, to a small degree, I can't even blame him, because you continuously got put into a situation over and over where you had to be verbally abused, physically abused, and there was never no stopping to that because it's a norm. It's a natural. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
for the armed guard thing, the reason why I'm saying this, man, is yeah, a lot of times when these kids and they come into these schools and they're ready to do that, I'm not going to say all of them are ready to die, but some of them are absolutely ready to die. They understand what the fuck they got going on, or they don't understand the concept altogether, but they just don't give a fuck, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
nah.
when them armed guards is there, it's just it is a deterrent. When you see them, you're like, yo, well, I don't think you should do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they is gonna pop your ass. But it's more of like for a safety factor. Like, yeah, if you want to pull some James Bond shit and start mapping out the whole school and see if you can get around shit and stuff like that. But the thing is, these school shootings happen spontaneously. Sometimes they are planned, like the Columbine shooting was planned. You know what I mean? Other
Mhm.
school shootings like that, they were planned. So I'm not gonna sit there and say that motherfuckers just grab a gun every time and just go shoot some shit up. But a lot of times it's spontaneous. So they're just walking in there doing as much damage as they possibly can, and then whatever the outcome is, the outcome is. If you have armed guards in there, you could stop a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
even per se, even if it is planned, you have armed guards in there, that still gives you a way better chance at stopping instead of
yeah,
having no armed guards in there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Facts.
Mhm.
Yeah, this shit be sad, dog. It's really
Yeah.
sad. We got to have conversations like this. Like,
It
it's
is.
it is. It's sad, dog. Because I don't know how anybody could like, dog. That shit's sad, dog. Them school shootings. That should really be like depressing the fuck out of me, dog.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing, man.
But on that note, we should probably talk about gaming stuff because this is a gaming podcast,
This is
not really a
facts. This is
political
facts.
one.
Yeah. But I'm gonna just say this real quick before we get into that. I think y'all are both on to something. You know what I mean? I just thought about it my damn self. Like, we just literally sent like $2 trillion or $28 billion to Ukraine and shit like that.
Mhm.
But we got shit going on in our own country. We can't
So,
give people
fuck,
it's yeah.
fuck them. That's where I'm at. Fuck them. There's no reason we should be spending all our money over there on another country when we got people here in our country that can't eat, that is homeless, that is dealing with different diseases, different poverty issues and shit like that. But we want to go spend it over there, man. Fuck that. Anyway, next topic. Let's go.
Yeah, real shit. That's basically what I was gonna say. Like, I don't get this country sometimes, dog. But I think this is all not to get too uh controversial or red pill, blue pill with it. I think this is all the plan, dog. All this shit is a plan, man. But hopefully one day, I mean, when our generation has some type of political power in the White House and in Congress and shit like that, maybe something will change. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? As long as we got these motherfucking 70-year-old, motherfuckers all up in Congress and shit like that, I don't think anything's gonna change. You know what I mean? But we'll see. That's to be seen. But yeah, like Eknight said, it's a gaming podcast. But AK be fucking with them guns. So we had to talk about that shit, man. I mean,
Mhm.
we had to get into that, John. But
That shit get deep,
uh,
bro. I'm sorry. It's like a tree, bro. It always branch into a different conversation of what you get
Yeah,
from it.
it's a whole rabbit hole.
yeah,
I don't think we're gonna be prepared to go down
yeah,
on this,
fuck no.
John.
Yeah, I really just wanted to talk about, what you be doing with your guns and shit. But that's dope, man. Like doing the weapon drills and shit like that. I think like um, you know, being able to practice with your firearms and shit. That's like, I tell people all the time, like, I think you need to motherfucker at least go to the range 4 times a year. That's what I tell people all the time. At least the bare minimum is 4 times a year. So you can practice, you can understand your firearm, all that shit. I think like after a couple sessions of shooting a gun or something like that, you pretty much know what you need to do with that firearm. So that's pretty dope that you do that and you practice safety and shit like that, because that's mad important, man. Like people think you just buy a gun and all right, I'm gonna put it up. Like, nah, you gotta go shoot with it. You gotta go practice with that bitch. You gotta understand it. Because when you have to use it, you want to know how to use it. I mean, you want to know, all right, damn, my gun jams a lot. How to unjam it, what you need to do to clean it. You know what I mean? I think that's important too. Taking your weapons apart and putting them back together. I do that shit literally all the time. All the fucking time. Just so I have an understanding of, the mechanisms with them, my firearms and shit like that. But it's dope that you practice that shit, bro. Keep doing your thing. And I honestly kind of want to see more gun content from you. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Because I'm into that type of shit. I watch a lot of YouTube pages and Instagrammers that, be shooting guns and talk about firearm safety and this, that, and the third. I mean, I think that shit's pretty dope and it's important, man. And I think a lot of people miss that concept, like firearm safety, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a lot more than just being out here and playing with guns and looking cool with them. Especially like when I go to the range. You've never been to the range with me, but eventually you will. We definitely gonna get that shit
Oh
all
yeah,
together.
yeah, hell
But
yeah.
the thing is that I make sure I focus and I tell people like, look, man, we out here to have a good time and what I'm saying, have fun and shit like that. But please remember to be, safe and responsible with these things because these things can kill you. You know what I mean? Like you can make one accidental slip up and you could hurt somebody. You can hurt yourself. So let's not just play around with these things and throw them around and let's kind of like respect the firearm. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, but when AK ain't shooting guns, he's shooting guns with me in Call of Duty, man. Like I said, y'all probably see my boy AK in like probably every fucking Friday night fight we've had so far this year. He been there. AK's a huge gamer, dog. Literally, he plays a bunch of different games. Tell us how you got into gaming, dog. 'Cause that's what I like to hear about when we do these creative spotlights. Like how the fuck did you get into gaming and why? I mean.
All right, so look, I'm gonna keep it like this. When I was younger, I always remember my auntie had a Super Nintendo, right? And I remember I used to try to play games on that joint, and I didn't really understand it too much, but I understood that like I liked it. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just knew I liked doing it, type shit. And I don't know, like I kind of like started trying to like beg my mom for like I remember I used to just ask for video games. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted or whatever. And I remember one Christmas I got myself a PlayStation 1 with I think it was like Tekken like 3. I think it was like Tekken 2 or 3. It was on the PS1. And like a low ass like one of them small like fucking 14 or 16-inch box TV Johns.
I remember
And
those.
from there I was hooked, bro. Like just playing video games, just having a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so immersive for me because it's like, you know, I think a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'm always in my head type of thing. So when I play video games, I don't think too much about what's going on in my life. I'm literally just having fun. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I don't know. Video games for me has always just kind of been like it's fun, but it's also like a getaway from reality type of thing. So I love
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. Like I said, man, like that should be interesting because like you got your casual gamers. I don't really consider you a casual gamer. I think you a hardcore gamer, bro. Like you always on the game, man. You always on that bitch. But AK does also stream too, man. We been trying to get him a little bit more consistent. You know what I mean? Trying to get him up there because, like I said, he is one of the Liddy gang members that be streaming with us on Fridays and shit like that. What's your favorite genre of games? Well, matter of fact, let me not ask you that. What's your favorite game of all time?
That was coming. See, that's a hard ass question. That's a very hard question. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll name a couple games of different genres, and we could just we could say that. But uh, we'll say I want
What's
to
your
say like
favorite shooter?
you said what?
What's your favorite shooter?
My favorite shooter. Sorry, I was getting caught up for a second. My favorite shooter. I'm going to say Call of Duty, absolutely.
All
But
right.
I love the old Call of Duties. The new Call of Duties, they don't really do it for me. Like I play them just because I've been playing the franchise since Big Red 1 on PS2. But yeah, I want Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3,
Mm-hmm.
and Black Ops 1 are all I would say my favorite goats. Besides shooters, definitely like RPG games are the fucking shit. They're the shit. Like I know everybody had fun playing Skyrim. Skyrim
Mm-hmm.
was um
Facts.
It's a goated game, still popular to this day.
absolutely. That's
Bought it
that
7 times.
exactly.
You gonna buy it again when Starfield comes out because it can come with a free copy of Skyrim or some shit.
Facts.
Um definitely some games that people might have forgot about. The street games like NBA Street, NFL Street.
Oh yeah.
I was a big fan of those back on PS2. And the one goated game that people probably definitely forgot, never probably played, I don't know, but was called 50 Cent Bulletproof.
What? That joint fire, bro.
That was my fucking shit, bro. Couldn't tell me nothing. I played that shit day in, day out.
Damn, dog. You just brought me back with that shit. Okay. Okay. Nah, that's dope, man. You got it. You're a very versatile gamer, man. That's dope, dog. That's fucking dope. Man, I forgot all about that fucking game. I think somebody actually, a streamer or a rapper, somebody just asked 50 Cent if he was going to remake that game. Hope he do.
I really hope you do. People said that 50 Cent Bulletproof was trash, and people loved 50 Cent
Blood in the Sand.
Blood on the Sand.
Yeah.
But I never played Blood on the Sand, but when I look at Blood on the Sand, it doesn't go together, bro. 50 Cent is just a New York gangster rapper. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Yeah.
was a hood nigga. Why do you have him out in fucking Pakistan in a
Dog,
fucking Humvee
that's the same
blowing
shit I
shit
said.
up? Like that shit didn't make sense, bro. It's
Yeah,
just
they wilded out with that one. I was like, all right, man. Like
That one was for the troops.
real shit. That one was wild, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you really think the US government's gonna be like, yeah, we need G Unit, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo.
That would make a dope ass movie, I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie, that would be a dope movie. Oh man. No, that's dope, man. Versatile as hell, man. This is what I ask everybody that is a content creator. Because again, this is a content creator spotlight. I'm gonna ask you, like, what why do you stream? Like, what made you start streaming?
shit. This is actually a crazy question. So I started streaming back when I didn't have a job. This was like 2-3 years ago or something like that. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have nothing for me. No money, no nothing. And I was still, trying to get my paper on the side. But I remember my friends were sitting there and they were telling me like, yo, you can make money from streaming games. And I said, I'm like, word, you could do that? Cause like I'm gonna play these video games regardless. I ain't got shit else to do. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, just go ahead and get yourself on Twitch, set that shit up, and after you hit affiliate, you start making money. So the whole original goal was to start making money to put towards like a car and shit, so I can get back on my feet. And I didn't make a crazy amount of money or nothing like that, but I think I got like my first paycheck was like $130, and it was more of like, damn, bro, like you can really do something with this Twitch shit if you love video games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a normal nigga out here doing what I do on a day-to-day basis, but I can stream it to other people, get to know other people, and them other people, when you connect with them and they support you and shit like that should help make you a little bit of money on the side too. So I was like, man, I kind of like this. I fuck with it. But
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I like the stream just because it lets me meet new people, and I feel like there's a lot of good people in the streaming/gaming community that a lot of you probably would never come across if you really didn't stream and get into gaming and shit like that. Like the amount of people, like good ass people that I've met through Instagram, through the gaming communities and shit like that is fucking crazy. Like I've met some good ass people. Blaze being one of them. Blaze is a good ass motherfucking dude. And I've never met this guy a day in my life, like face to face, but this my motherfucking nigga. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
real
saying?
shit. They're my brother,
But
dog. Like real shit,
exactly.
yo.
Exactly. So, meeting people like that just through video games and streaming and shit like that, that kind of lets you know, all right, bro, this is something cool to have in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And we met through a mutual. We met through Prosperous. I remember Prosperous just shouted you out. I'm like, I'm gonna go follow this. But it's back when your name was like Shogun Rain or some shit like that. I was following. I'm like, yo, this bull kind of like dope. And he stopped streaming. He just stopped fucking streaming.
Yeah,
And
man.
and I don't know
I
why
ended
the
up
fuck.
getting a job. That's
Yeah.
why.
I don't know what the fuck. Cause we started really playing together a couple months back, but I can't remember what started that shit. I cannot remember what started that shit. Maybe you just popped into a stream or something, and I think from there it was a go, dog. Like me and this motherfucker, me and this nigga clicked, dog. Like it just did from day one. And then I think he was chill as shit at first. And then that boy linked up with shout out Whoa Eric is a rat, bro. It's a fucking rat. And I was like, yo, this is my motherfucking nigga, dog. Like, yeah. Real shit. I was like, yo,
Oh man.
this is my fucking guy, man. Like I say, y'all, all of his information is going to be up in the chat. His IG, his Twitch. Make sure you go follow this man. Go show him some motherfucking love because listen, dog, I'm trying to get this man to start streaming more consistently, dog. Cause he making good content, man. He be making good content. Like I'm trying to tell you, 90% of my Twitch clips, he is in them. And he is the reason that is a clip. He makes great content, dog. Yo, man, real shit, dog. Like, oh man.
I just like I said at the beginning, man. I just like to have a good time. I just like to, you know what I'm saying? Like my biggest thing is I like to I like to be the goofball. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care how people look at me and shit like that. As long as you laughing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I can say something to you in the group to have everybody chuckling, the thing is when people start laughing, that's when you start having a good time. When
Yeah,
ain't no
hell yeah.
motherfuckers in here laughing, bro, I don't feel comfortable. I'm ready to go home. All right,
Yeah.
because that means niggas is all types of stiff and not really trying to have a good time. So, but yeah, that's what I do, bro. I'm
Yeah, I
I'm a
say that
I'm
shit
a
all the
class
time.
clown.
Yeah, man, I say that shit all the time. Like, I think the thing that differentiates us, Liddy Gang, from a lot of these other streamers is like, dog, we don't be giving a fuck, bro. Like, we just be turning up and having a good time. Like, it's like, you know, like I feel you with the how you started streaming shit, dog. Cause like with me, I've done told my story 1,000 times on this podcast. I ain't gonna do it again. Go listen to episode 1. And that's all you need to know why I started doing this shit. Content creation, podcast, streaming, all that shit. But like that's dope because there's a lot of people just like you that started streaming like during the pandemic and shit. Had nothing else to do. Was like, fuck it. I guess I'm already playing a game, might as well stream it, dog. And that's dope, man. That's dope because I like what you said there, and you said like, yo, I met a lot of dope people because that's the way I felt. Like me and this nigga AK, we literally a state apart. We're like 2 hours away from each other. You know what I mean? And we literally met on the game, dog. Like that shit's crazy. That shit like that is crazy to me. And that's why I keep doing what I do, man. Because I meet dope people like my boy King.AK, man. Real shit.
Yeah, that my dog.
Yeah, he be wilding out. Yeah. Yo, I gotta be wilding, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all gotta check my boy out, man. Check him out. Like I said, all his links are gonna be in the motherfucking chat, man, or in the description for the podcast, the video version, all that good shit. I mean, yeah, man, we're gonna dive into these motherfucking articles. We're gonna bring you with us, AK. We're gonna talk about a couple things, man, real quick before we wrap this joint up, man. That was dope, man. Like I said, make sure you guys go follow my boy. Like I said, there's a lot to my boy, man. There's a lot more than what I think a lot of y'all see when he's streaming with me. When he's streaming with me, y'all kind of just see that funny side, always joke side. I think on this podcast, we kind of seen like, when he was talking about like, we do weapon drills, shit like that. I like hearing shit like that, man. Like I really do. Like people just think like, we ain't gonna get into it. We already said that shit. Yeah, let's get in these articles, dog. Let's get into them, man. So let's start off with some sad shit real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start out with some sad shit. Lance Reddick.
It's Reddick.
Reddick, yeah.
Yeah.
Passed away yesterday, man. That shit was dumb sad. I found out on stream. That shit was dumb sad, man. He passed away. If you don't know who the actor is, he's a guy from The Wire. I mean, a lot of people know him from The Wire. A lot of people know him as Zavala in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was in John Wick. I ain't seen none of the John Wick movies, but
I think he was either in the more recent ones. I don't remember him from the first one.
Okay. And then he plays Silence in Horizon Zero Dawn. He passed away yesterday. I don't even know what he passed away from, but the shit's sad, dog.
Yeah, they still don't. Sad. I don't think they know yet. So yeah, it's really bad. Like he's like, I feel like he was in his prime because like career wise, he's got all these opportunities he's been doing. Like main voice actor of a game on Destiny that's like consistent pay. That game's been out since what, 2014?
Yeah.
And he's been Zavalis ever since. And it's like 2023. Yeah. Survived a whole new gaming franchise and everything. I mean, I feel like he's also got like a very unique voice. So like we definitely lost the talent.
Yeah, big facts, man. Big facts. I just wanted to put that on there. We ain't gonna talk about it too much, man. But like I said, man.
Yeah, like rest in peace.
Yeah, real shit.
Reddick, Zavala.
Real shit, dog. Let's get into something I'm hype about, man. Let's get something. Listen, if you seen this gaming news on IGN or something, I know y'all was thinking about me. I know y'all was. Starfield.
Yep. Finally has a release date.
Finally has a release date. September 6th, which is what is that, a Friday?
And that's probably a Tuesday. Oh, I can check real quick.
I'm looking at it right now. It's a Wednesday.
Oh shit. That was close.
Why?
Because I think Skyrim came out on like a Tuesday too.
Came out 11/11/11.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. What the fuck? Why Wednesday? I mean, I'm taking off.
I'm probably gonna be off too.
I'm taking off of work for that, dog, man. September 6th, man. Starfield comes out, man. How you feel about that, AK? You into shit like that? Like it's it's a space game. Plays probably like Skyrim, but in space. More like Fallout in space, probably.
It looks like a Fallout 76. Like
I keep it gangster with you, bro. I ain't never played. I ain't never heard of a game like that. Like, I mean, I know y'all been hyped up for it a while, and some other people talked about it too. But I'd definitely be open to play it. You know what I'm saying? I don't never turn no video game down. Like I'll try anything for real, for real.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm hyped for that, John. I like shit like that, man. I'm really a RPG guy at heart. Like I love them type of games.
I'm curious on how the space travel is gonna go.
Yeah, me
Because this is
too.
like the first time we've gotten like true vehicle combat from Bethesda, like the core studios.
Yeah. No, we gotta see, man. We gotta see, dog. Gotta see. But yeah, I just wanted to put that on there to talk about the motherfucking release date, man. So put that in your brain. September 6th. No, I'm not streaming it. I will not be streaming that game. I probably will not be streaming.
I'll try to stream it. I don't think
I-
I'll stream all of it, but I'll stream the beginning of it.
Listen, you got that. I mean, one thing about it, like when I streamed Skyrim from my birthday stream last year, I was like, bro, this game is like way too personal for me to stream. Like this game is just, this is something like it's just me in this game, bro. We got a relationship. I mean, I can't be displaying that relationship with everybody. And that's how Starfield going to be. I'm gonna play that shit. I might make a little YouTube video about it. I might, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna
That's
keep it
kind of
real
how
with
I'm
you.
doing Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah, you recording that shit?
No. I'm playing it and not worrying about streaming it or content creation for it at all because I just want to play it.
Yeah, that's literally how Starfield, Skyrim, Fallout, all them games.
I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that sometimes.
What?
Like just wanting to play the game versus making content on it. Because
Yeah.
like, I've been trying to play Biomutant, but the thing is like, I don't always feel like streaming the game. Sometimes I just want to play it. But
Yeah.
I've already started like the playthrough segments of the game. So now I feel like I have to make sure I play it on stream because if I play it off stream, it's gonna mess it up.
I mean, it really like trying to stream an RPG. Like I played Elden Ring, right?
Mhm.
And I would only play it when I streamed, which basically halved the pace of the game for me because normally when I play games, I would just be like into it and not stop. Like this morning, like if Derek wasn't gonna do this podcast because he was passed out, I was just gonna play Metroid all day. Like, and then no one would have heard from me. Like that's like so. I definitely get like wanting to play the game and then like holding off because of the stream.
Yeah.
It's just it can be rough sometimes. I do that too with my unboxing videos. Like I'm sitting on a bunch of cards right now that I could open. And
What type of cards do you do?
the Pokemon cards.
Okay, yeah, I think I heard Blaze say something about that.
Yeah,
You do it big though, don't you? Like you really get into this shit.
yeah.
So
Like I'll do a price evaluation of like cards. Like I've pulled $100 card before. That shit is wild.
That's good money. That's
Yeah.
good money.
People eat that shit up too. It's like I enjoy it because I like it's kind of like an IRL loot box in a sense, but with like an actual payout if you hit big. But I also made it like a rule that I'm not gonna like go ham and buy a fuck ton of these cards and then just like not do any content with them. Like every time I buy a box of cards, it's like I gotta do a video for this. Like I can't just open this shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think we all struggle with that shit as content creators, man. I think we all do because I be having that issue too. I'll be like Resident Evil 4, right? We're gonna talk about that in a second. That shit comes out this Friday. When y'all listen to this podcast in 5 days, I will be able to play the Resident Evil 4 remake.
We're not gonna see this, man.
I'm trying to stream it. Like I've been thinking all week.
Don't even bother.
Listen.
We're not gonna see you.
Listen, I was thinking, right? Because I did this shit with Resident Evil 7 when it came out. Well, not 7, 8 when it came out. Because I literally started streaming the day Resident Evil 8 came out. I started streaming the game, right? I started streaming Resident Evil 8. You know what I mean? You're doing a little playthrough of it. And then I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
On stream. But I beat the game. I
still gotta beat it.
I played the shit out that joint off of stream, dog. Like, just to believe, like, dog, I know this Friday I'm gonna get home from work and I'm probably just gonna play Resident Evil 4 and I'm gonna just be like, hey, I'm gonna just restart it for the stream. Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna come home and play that bitch. Like I'm playing that bitch. I'll fuck around and just stream early on Friday. Like fuck it. Do like a
Bro,
little
yeah,
morning
no,
stream.
see, here's the thing. Like, I think you're gonna turn the game on, right? You're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna stream. You're gonna make your IG posts and everything. You're gonna turn the game on. And then you're gonna press start to set it all up. And then you're just gonna forget to set up your stream and just start playing it.
Yo, real shit. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. Like, I think we all struggle with that shit. Cause that's what it'd be like for me. I'm like, damn, should I stream this game or should I play it offline? You know what I mean? Like with Pokemon, I was streaming that joint for a little bit, and it's like I don't really be wanting to play it like that because I like Scarlet and shit like that, but I just feel like I'm just Pokemon now. I'm just at that age now where I'm over it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm over it a little bit. But I do be thinking sometimes like, damn, I should play that game. But then I'm just like, damn, but I was streaming it though. So how's it look the next time I hop on that game? Like, oh yeah, I done beat like 5 gyms and y'all ain't see that shit. I think we all struggle with that as content creators, bro. I think we all do.
It's not only that. If you like a bunch of varieties of games like I do, and you're gonna struggle with keeping up with all of them. Like,
Facts.
I haven't played Rainbow Siege in like months like that. Like I used to play Rainbow Six Siege all the time, and then I just fell off because it was like, bro, I just don't feel like dealing with sweaty people like that and getting domed across the map and everything. So like, I was like, what else can I substitute for my time for not playing Siege? It's like, oh, I'm playing more single player games recently, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. Like
AK loves Siege. That's one of his favorite games.
Are you like Siege, AK?
So look, I used to love.
Bro, okay.
I used to.
You're in the falling out period of your relationship.
No, it's fell. It's gone. Fuck Siege. We're done. Fuck Siege, dude.
You'll be back. That's what we all say, bro. You'll be back.
Nah, man.
Give it a month.
No. There's two games. There's two games. My whole life that I've deleted and I've came back and I've deleted and I came back like it was a toxic relationship. Right. One was Rainbow Six Siege. The other one was For Honor. Of course, they're both Ubisoft games.
They're basically the same thing.
In a different way, but yeah. But Rainbow I've played since 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm like level like fucking 300.
Like 300, yeah. 300, 400 should be your level if you play consistently.
Yeah, like I'm up there. So, it was like every single season, hitting high plats, trying to hit diamond, shit like that. Like it was all fun. And but the game, how it's changing and the direction that it's going, I just can't find myself getting behind it anymore. Because I mean they're making good changes. Like, they're now making changes for like toxicity and changing some core gameplay mechanics that kind of a lot of people would like. But there's a lot of things in the game that I wish that they would fix or would have fixed already before I got to my limit. Like, the thing is like M&K. Playing M&K on console and a good player that's on controller versus an alright player that's on mouse and keyboard.
Oh, you talk about the Zim situation?
Yeah, Zim, strike packs, everything. It's just.
I think they should just bite the bullet already and just enable M&K as an optional thing, and rather than being like because I was definitely where you were at when the Zims got introduced around. I think that was like 2018, 2019. But that's also when I jumped to PC, so I didn't have to worry about that shit anymore. The only thing I have to worry about is hackers. So it's like, if you got a hacker in a game, it's just like it's a wrap. I mean, it's better to deal with a hacker than questioning whether or not the guy on the other side of the screen when you're playing on Xbox is using M&K and is just gonna dominate you every single time because you have to like position your body and aim and swing in a certain way because Siege doesn't have aim assist, so it's gonna be like. It's fucking rough. That's why shotguns used to dominate. Probably still do dominate on a console, but since everybody's got Zims and shit, it's like, fuck. Like, how are you hitting these shots? Like, you're lasering me.
Yeah,
But
that shit used to piss me off, man.
no, I feel you. That's one of the reasons why I switched to PC. It just was like, I like this game. I want to play it on PC.
Yeah,
And on M&K, it's after like a brief learning period, it's actually a lot more enjoyable.
I would say the other reason why I'm really drifting away from Rainbow is because when I started playing Rainbow, I'm not saying it was completely realistic because it technically wasn't. I mean, it tried
No,
to
it's
start
not.
off as, but it didn't really hit that mark.
Yeah.
Um, but the shit that they're now putting in there, like with different operators and the gadgets and shit like that, it's
Yeah.
like, where in the fuck did we go wrong? This was supposed to be like a realistic tactical shooter game. And now I'm over here wearing a fucking helmet and seeing drones through walls and shit.
What do you mean the
Where-
helmet?
Like one of the
Are you
operators,
talking about the last season's operator? I forget her name,
yeah,
but she's
like
got the she's a defender.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not that I'm against, you growing and going different ways with your game because I mean, you have to be kind of open to, going different ways if your game's gonna survive. But
Hmm.
some things it's just like, man, god damn, like we can't just get normal shit.
What
Yeah,
what
that game did start wilding out. I forget what operator
I,
it was, but I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on, dog?
tell me what operator or the gadget that you think was wilding out, and I'll probably hit you with some actual facts from the start. Because I think a lot of people don't realize this. The game started off with like what 16 operators, like 8 defenders, 8 attackers. One of those defenders literally violates a Geneva Convention by having noxious gas. Like
Yeah,
it
the smoke.
is, yeah, smoke. Just how they work. One guy's got bandit. Bandit technically would torture people with bandit car batteries and shit. Like the game wasn't real. Like I never saw the game as super realistic from the start, like
Mhm.
to begin with. So I never like questioned like shit like that. Like we have what's his name? Legion has cloaking one use goo mines. Like why would you waste
I'm a
and
Legion main, but yeah, I
I am a
definitely
Legion main as well. I fucks with Legion heavily. He's my boy with short shorts. But like he has you're wasting advanced cloaking technology on single use heroin needles. Like what the fuck? What the fuck is
Facts.
going on with the budget? I'm trying to understand the budget for this shit. Like yeah, like there's just like for the drone, it makes sense because you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. So if it gets destroyed, it's like, all right, yeah, but you still got intel. Like this dude's out here throwing fucking heroin needles on the ground for people to step on, and it's not even like it's like a whole platform and a needle. Like it's crazy. And then there's got a bitch with bear traps. Like bear traps, I'm pretty sure considered inhumane. Like there's a lot of shit in Siege that's just if you're talking strict tactical means, like if you were to go into like Arma, would not be available.
Absolutely not. That's what I'm
So
saying. From the start, it was never like a realistic thing. But
yeah,
I think it was more of like it was like you could accept it per se. You
hmm
know what I'm saying? Like I know damn right well that me going in here and fucking and trying to sweep a room and be all tactical, that
yeah,
I'm not gonna step on fucking cloaked Asian heroin needles. I'm not gonna fucking have a fucking concussion dildo blow up in my face and stick into a wall.
hmm
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking nail bombs with a fucking goddamn red laser across it. Like there's a bunch of shit that's just
you
not going.
might encounter the nail bomb. Like that's an improvised explosive. You might encounter
Maybe,
that.
The
not
fuck's
That's
got a nail bomb?
not per se. Cap
just
can,
cap
Oh
can.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, my guy, my guy.
yeah,
but yeah, but it's just there was some things about it. It's just it's not realistic, but I could kind of get behind it through a video game sense. But I
yeah.
think if they just
So
going down the
so
rabbit hole and
so
throwing whatever content
it's
that they
not
can throw.
the noxious gas. It's not the waste of cloaking technology on heroin needles. It's not the fact that there's a bitch with bear traps. The fact that there's a Russian diplomat with a LMG running around shooting shit wearing unicorn helmet. It is the fact that some bitch can see through a wall.
I think it's more of the grasp of everything. There's a Mexican cockfighter that pulls gasoline tanks out of his ass. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
that makes more
Peruvian
sense.
Rambo that's fucking turned to Spider-Man. Like, there's plenty of things where we went off the fucking rails.
Wait, who the fuck is Spider-Man?
They talk about orcs.
No. Spider-Man is fucking what's
talk
the
about Mozzie?
No. The Peruvian bitch with this.
Oh, you're talking about Maru.
Yeah, Maru. I forget her fucking name.
She launches
that shows you how long I have not played this game for. I quit playing this game back in
Orcs was going to be the one.
Back in like November.
Orcs one. Kool-Aid Man in through walls and 10-foot jumping.
Arabic Kool-Aid Man. The dude's built like a fucking kneecap, just out here screaming, "Oh yeah," plowing through walls and shit. Like,
he's my favorite op. He's so dumb. But that's what I'm saying.
Siege.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Siege is not the Rainbow Six that you probably grew up with, which is fine. But at the same time, like, you gotta understand, like, it is never been gonna be that tactical military shooter. If you want to play like a really, well, I was gonna suggest Tarkov, but now the cheating has gone off the rails on that shit. So you're gonna have to find something else. But like, ARM is a good one if you want real, true tactical stuff. It's just that Siege has an element of gameplay with destructibility that not a lot of games have. So that's why it's still doing well to this day. Otherwise, if it was like a normal Call of Duty style shooter, or even like a remotely like semi-tactical shooter that still went down the same path, minus the destructibility, I think it would have died out a long time ago.
That's true. I'll tell you something else I don't fucking like, though. Whatever recoil system that they use in that fucking game, you can get fucked.
Right.
You can get fucked.
They changed the system like almost every season because
non-realistic like a motherfucker.
Well, yeah, it's not realistic, but it's also like they're designing it to around competitive play. So like, remember when the LMG meta was a thing? Like, that shit was annoying as fuck because everyone would just run Zofia, who already had a pretty good gadget.
Zofia and Finka.
And they would just aim and walk, and then 150 rounds in the mag, bro. Like, that's it. It's a wrap. You didn't.
Well, see,
no beating that.
Look, the competitive side of Siege has died so hard, though, that like, part of me wants it to come back. No, it's died, dude.
I'm going to say that we still have a decent amount of people in the esports scene, like, supporting it.
Yeah.
It's just the problem is that some of the changes they try to make affect casual people. So like, when they try to take the passive ability of smoke not being affected by his own gas, like, it was already crazy that the whole SAS team who wear gas masks were even affected by that in the first place. But it'd be even crazier for him to not have a passive, because that's like, it's like a small advantage that he gets, but he's still visually impaired by the gas. So it's like, it's hit or miss with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they were going to take that away because competitive reasons, and everybody jumped on them about that. So it's like I get you saying that the competitive has died a bit. I definitely agree it's died a bit, but it still influences the actual game overall.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like the actual volume of the competitive side of Siege is almost like a fraction of what it used to be. If we talk 2015, 2016, 2017,
I think it's because of Valorant,
pro leagues and shit like that. It's not just because of Valorant, because if you pay attention to, a lot of these pros, why they left, they tell you Rainbow is just not Rainbow anymore. And like, it's like, what was that fucking Godly Noob, like the best Caveira main out there. He sits there and he tells you, like, the game has started to transpire into something else, to where it's like it's not the same game that you were playing, that you fell in love with. And like I said, you're gonna like have to deal with that. Like, for something to stay alive, it has to change. It has to evolve.
Yeah.
So I can't knock anybody for that. But a lot of these pro players and shit like that, that's why they left, is just because they don't feel like this is that home game anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mhm.
not that game that you can come home and you turn on and you play and it feels amazing to play. Like now it almost feels like it's a hurdle trying to get over it and play this motherfucker because so much has changed.
Yeah. There's also like a crazy amount of downtime in Siege, so like it's very hard for me to want to stay engaged into that type of game where I just want to jump in and play a few rounds and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still it's still I feel like they still should like remake this game like from the ground up.
What, like a Siege 2?
Yeah. Like just polish up all the base mechanics, destruction, movement, shooting.
See, that's what I said about For Honor, but I'd be so scared of where they would take that.
For Honor, I feel like is just I don't like For Honor because their system is like lock on target type shit. I'm a more of a like a free do whatever you want. So I would play Chivalry over For Honor any day.
See, the problem with For Honor, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, is one, all of the good devs that cared about that game that were gonna push it in the right direction have
Mhm.
all left. Most of them have left to join other studios. Some even went to Rainbow Six. Now, whatever happened over there is whatever happened over there. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of ones that were pushing for the good longevity of For Honor and that care about the community, they're gone. So now we
Mhm.
have a handful of motherfuckers, maybe like 6 or 7 of the devs, and they don't know which way they want to fucking put this game. The thing is about For Honor is that they swear that they want to balance the game for pro players. There is maybe 25 pro players for fucking For Honor. You can have all them niggas in a fucking basement for a fucking kid's birthday party if you wanted to. Why
Mhm.
do you have to base the entire game and the
Yeah.
way it structurally works over these fucking dickheads that just cry?
Yeah, that is an inherent problem most competitive games have.
Like every game, yeah.
It is
That's
always like
Apex's main. That's
yeah,
Apex's downfall. Is literally the pros dictate everything, dog.
because the pros live in the meta of the game at all times. They don't balance it out between casual. This is why I said Siege and Apex would be better with more casual game modes, because then no matter what you change to the meta, it's still you have this casual game mode for the casual people who just want to play the game and don't want to deal with all the meta bullshit. So like I even remember when Siege brought back Siege Classic. Like you played only the classic ops with classic guns. Like Jaeger had his ACOG back and everything. Like that was a fun time. But it's also like he lost that ACOG because of competitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were
He
going
didn't
crazy
lose
with
it because the community
contract.
was like, "Fuck you, Jaeger." It's he lost it because somebody on the sports team said, "This is bullshit. Take it away." And they complained enough to the point where it's like, "All right, we'll take it away."
Shit,
I
that
feel
shit hurt.
like I feel like a game should be balanced for the majority.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, if there's one game that's like ran 65 to 70% of casual and the rest is, what I'm saying, pro player, I get that you can tend to, some of the things for pro players to try to keep, them happy too, so they don't feel like they're segregated.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to be honest, man. Balance for the fucking majority. If the majority are just a bunch of people that just want to chill and have fun and just, you know what I mean, just play the game normally, then
Mm-hmm.
just make the game like that, bro. Like, don't take things away because, oh, this is too overpowered and people are gonna cry about it. Like, if we're not crying about it, but the pros are, tell the pros eat a dick. You're a pro for a reason. Find a way around it.
You know what's funny is that I think there's a good game that came out this past year that, well, I mean, good is a relative term. But it came out this past year, and I've been watching content for it. And I've played the game, and everything is kind of just broken. And they've released new things that are also kind of just broken. And it's gotten to the point where it's like everything is broken, so it's kind of balanced.
That makes sense.
Um, you know what game that is?
I feel like I know.
What
Uh,
what what do you feel like it is?
what game? What game?
It is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
The
Oh,
fuck?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't know that
I know. It's so.
one.
Do you know how like there are certain Pokemon that are better than others just outright?
hmm
The sheer number of Pokemon in this new generation have abilities that just are insanely powerful, especially like in certain formats, so like singles and doubles. So take like the sushi Pokemon Tatsurugi and the big fish dude Dondozo together in double format. Dondozo is basically unbeatable with both their abilities. He gets like a huge stat buff in combination. But at the same time, there's also like the new John that just dropped, Walking Wake, the weird Suicune John. Like that shit also has like a crazy power that like counters solar power or sun teams because it has a move and ability that benefits to it being in the sun. So like I feel like games have been micro managing the meta so much that it changes everything but doesn't allow for anything new in that current season or current state to be like tested or played around with. So like remember when we played Siege, Kavera was a huge threat when she came out, right? She was the meta. Playing Siege nowadays, I rarely see Kavera in ranked, like especially in the higher ranks. Like she is not touched at all. And every season they release like a pick rate for operators. She's always at the bottom. So it's
Yeah.
like you had a character that's essentially really fun to play in casual, but not fun to play in ranked because, well, she just doesn't benefit anybody. Her guns are mid. Her kid is selfish. You know what I mean? Like,
I would say the real reason why you don't see Cav too much in ranked is because realistically, there's a big skill gap. The thing is, when you play Cav in casual or even unranked or whatever, okay, like if you die off and you don't really do anything as Cav, it's just it is what it
you
is.
did nothing essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what
That's
it
why
is.
her kid is selfish.
But the thing is, in rank though, like when you bring a Cav to rank, you have to know that that person that's playing Cav knows what to do. Because the
Yeah.
whole point of playing Cav really is to scare the shit out of people to where they have to keep checking their fucking corners and they're just wasting time.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much any roamer's job. Like, regardless if you're playing as Cav, Ella, or Vigil, like you are supposed to waste time, run the
Yeah,
clock down.
but the thing is, the difference between a Cav and a Vigil or a Cav and a Roman Oryx or whatever the fuck is if that Oryx gets you down, okay, he
Hmm.
finishes you off.
Yeah,
That Cav gets you down and gets that interrogation off.
yeah,
You know damn right well there's only one thing that'll beat that interrogation, and that's if that motherfucker puts their back to the wall or jumps out of a window, and all the teammates just start rushing that one ping and just
yeah,
getting mowed down. That's the
yeah.
only thing that really stops that.
But most of the time, with Cav is that even if a player that knows how to play, her, like say you got your rat spot for when they entry, right? And you're not detected at all. You have all the advantage in the world. It only really works once in a round, in a whole match. You win that round because you caught them off guard. They now know you play Cav. So now that you're aware of Cav, they're bringing ops that counter Cav. Nomad, Lion, fucking Dokkaebi. And how many times I've played Cav and ranked, and Dokkaebi makes the call at the wrong time, and I'm right behind someone, and they turn around and flick on me. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that is the why she's dropped off in the recent years. It's not because no one knows how to play her. It's because everyone knows how to play her. She just has so many counters and her kit doesn't benefit the team enough. So like that's the meta thing that like you like I would bring in Ella over her because Ella drops her shit down, tells everybody where she drops her shit down. So when they go off, that's free intel. Even if Ella dies, those things are still down. and still in play. So she's still 100% more useful in that context than Cav is, because if Cav gets wiped, she puts nothing down. You know what I mean?
I think it's more of like it's I guess it's more of the perception of how you're gonna look at it. Like definitely, if you're gonna look at it like that, then of course I'll take an Ella over a Cav.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a Cav is like a high risk, high reward type of thing.
Yes.
So it's like if you're gonna play Cav, you need to understand that you're either gonna do absolutely fuck ton of nothing or you're gonna really help.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I did notice about when you said like it only works for like one round and then they know that you're playing Cav, and then 9 times out of 10 nobody's gonna push in alone. They're gonna push in 3-4 at a time.
Yep.
Absolutely correct. But the one thing that I always like to do, if I'm gonna play Cav more than just that one round, I'm now gonna sit with a buddy. Because now I know that either one or two things is gonna happen with me and that buddy. That buddy is either gonna sit close enough to me to where he can get a refrag if I die off, or he can help me take down that. Because 2 people can easily take down 4 if you hit your shots and your position correctly. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a give or take of how you want to look at it. Because
well, I'm more speaking statistically speaking. So like more often than not, even if like you have your friend, you're still running the risk of getting killed and absolutely not helping the team.
Yeah.
Like regardless if that first round goes great for you, great, but I would take that opportunity to switch out.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Cav back-to-back rounds.
Exactly. Like maybe bring Cav later on to throw them off. Because if you bring, let's say, Vigil or someone that'll counter Dokkaebi, like a mute or something like that, and you roam with mute, you just do some crazy shit and put a mute jammer down next to where you're at so you don't get detected. And just throw them off. Like that's more the meta most of the time. But consistently speaking, Cav is more down in the lower ranks because people just don't have game sense and they just don't know what's going on. Higher ranks nowadays, they're bringing anyone that can bring a shit ton of intel. So you're going to see Lion more often. You're going to see Dokkaebi more often. And on defense, you're going to see that newer op with the headset more often because she can ping. Literally, she can wall hack Blitz because his gadget's technically always on. So as long as she has that up, she has literally a free wall hack for certain characters. Definitely bringing more intel ops like Valkyrie in general. But that's what I mean. Like the metas in certain games change because they balance things. So if Cav's kit were to change, she might be more popular to play, more beneficial to play in the meta.
I don't even know how they would change her without
I don't know either, but they'll figure something out or it'll never change.
Yeah, probably never.
Just like Crypto in Apex. Crypto was fucking damn near, his pick rate was like non-existent. Now this season, because he could do so fucking much now, he's a total game changer. Like I think his pick rate used to be like at a 2% in ranked, like literally the past like 5 seasons. Like that's a long fucking time for your pick rate to be that low. Now I think he's got like a 16 or like an 18 percent pick rate or some shit like that for ranked. I mean, as soon as they changed that class system and they gave him the ability to, I forget what the ability they gave him to do was. He's a recon, I think. Yeah, so he can hit the ring consoles with his drone, so he can basically literally get a ping on everybody within a radius remotely. He doesn't have to even be near the bitch. Whereas everybody else has to walk up to it and actually use it. You know what I mean? So I guess the pros deem that, pretty damn good. I hate that shit too, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's my biggest problem with Apex. This is actually something I wanted to talk to you about too, AK, on the podcast. Is since you've been playing Apex lately, I think with Apex, the problem with that fucking game is man, I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Personally, I feel like there's a couple problems with Apex. So wherever you want to go with this, we can go.
The pros done ruined that game, dog. Let's just say it like that, man. Like all the guns that we used to like love, I hate them now. I hate every Spitfire was one of my favorite guns. They ruined it. The minute they turned that bitch into light ammo, they ruined it. They fucking ruined that gun. I fucking used to love that gun, dog. But it's just like now it's just it ain't even worth it. You know what I mean? It ain't even worth it. Then the Rampage, right? When that shit came out, it was dog shit. Now they done made it good. You know what I mean? They done tweaked it and did what it needed to do. It's the only
like the Rampage when it came out. I thought it was pretty unique.
Nah, the Rampage when it first came out was a glorified LMG DMR. That's literally what it was.
That's how I used it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's how I still use it. But they made it better now because the thermite grenade only burns when you're shooting, instead of it just burning like passively, like you load.
They should have just made it so that it was a DMR that you used the thermite grenade with, and that would inflict fire damage while you had it active.
Nah, I can see the pros complaining about that.
It would be more fun though.
like look at this, right?
Or make it explosive rounds. I don't know. Like
look how I just seen this on Twitter last night. We have had World's Edge in rotation for 2.5 years. 3, like literally, there has not been a month. No, my fault. It was 4 years. Game's been out 4 fucking years. That game, that map has been in rotation for 16 fucking seasons. All right. Tired of that fucking map, dog. Like I'm fucking tired of World's Edge.
Fucking 5, 6 maps, regardless.
There's Storm Point, Olympus, Kings Canyon.
It's 4, right?
World's Edge, Broken Moon is 5.
I don't know. Broken
Moon's good.
I haven't played
good.
Yeah,
Broken Moon's good.
Then again, I haven't played Apex since season 10.
Nah, you played it 2 seasons ago.
Whatever season that was.
Yeah, you played it like 2 seasons ago. But I think, like, again, they won't ever vote World's Edge for a season because the pros like it. Pros love World's Edge. I don't see why they love that map that much.
Open spaces, a lot of buildings they can hide in, and rats. The map itself makes it harder to spot players. I told you how washed out the map itself is.
Yeah.
So people don't really stand out to me when they're running around.
No, facts. This is facts.
So that's probably why they like it.
Colorful ass skin.
Yeah, no, but it's like they have an inherent advantage from the rip.
I hate Apex, dog. I do. I keep it real with you. I be wanting to play that game. I be like, damn, I really do need to like grind out rank this season. So Necro shut the fuck up. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, I cannot stand this fucking game. Every time I play it, I'm just like, bro, I cannot stand how they ruin this game. And it's like they're slowly fixing it. Like this season, I'm really liking it because they're slowly figuring out all the wrongs that they made the past 6 seasons. Because I think everything went wrong. Like when Seer came out. When Seer came out, everything went wrong.
I think I can attest to that because when he came out, I remember everyone bitching about the fact that he had like 3 abilities and most of them all were like just revolve around wall hacks. And I was like, you can't make a character whose passive ability is a wall hack, whose active ability is a wall hack, whose ultimate ability is a wall hack. Like that is just. I mean, one, we already had Bloodhound, which I feel like it was balanced because his shit would go on cooldown for like 20 seconds. Seer is like, oh, if you aim down sights, you have 60 foot of range to see someone's heartbeat. Literally free wall hacks. And you could do that without a gun. So, like, you would just know where people were. You had an ability that's both stunned and tagged people, and then his ultimate would tag or just like
Shit.
his ultimate was just a giant wall hack. So
yeah, his tack used to fucking damage you too. That was the dumbest part.
yeah,
His tack used to fucking literally hurt you. Like, and they
it's the same thing in Battlefield 2042. They had that one chick that you had to unlock, granted, but it wasn't that hard. She has wall hacks, and literally, I got in an argument with Julio about it. He's like, "Oh, she's not that bad," and then he finally unlocked her, and I was like, watching him just mow everybody down. And he's like, "All right, I can see why you think she's that bad." I was like, "Yeah, because you have a bitch that you can slap an LMG on, give it like decent attachments, and then every 20 seconds you can just ping people through a wall, and for both you and your teammates, and then you also see them real time through that wall." Yeah, no abilities with wall. This is also the same issue I had with Halo 4, fucking Promethean Vision. Like, aside from the Call of Duty loadout, Promethean Vision was just wall hacks for free. Like, you spawn in with that shit. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, man. Listen, dog. This scam meta that we're finally getting the fuck out of in Apex, I feel like we're slowly getting the fuck out of it. I don't even want to talk about Apex no more, man. I really don't. I feel like we talk about Apex too much on this podcast, and
you do. You talk about it like every podcast, and
I don't have the energy for it. I just don't, man. Like, I stopped playing Siege when Thorin came out. That's literally when I stopped playing, when Thorin came out. I was like, yo, I can't take this game anymore. Like, bro, I was like, bro, I can't take it, dog.
I honestly watch you struggle with Siege on the regular, and it was like, I feel like it was just the fact that you jumped in so late after not playing for so long.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's the problem with hero shooters. It's like you jump in, the mechanics are, oh, well, this dude does this dude does this dude used to do this, but now he does this guy does this. They nerfed this gun has no attachments now. This gun is different. This gun actually
like you gotta relearn the base, but now you gotta relearn the new shit.
Yeah, you just gotta relearn everything if you're out of the game for too long. And in any hero shooter, like, same thing with Overwatch. Like, if you didn't know, like, they changed Tyrburn from when he first came out to, like, now he's totally different. Mercy's totally different. Like, I think McCree's a little bit different, or Cassidy, or whatever they're calling him now. I don't even play that shit. The only one that I think they never really touched was Reinhardt, which I appreciate, because that's my main. I love me Reinhardt.
Yeah, he's me too.
Because he's simple to play, simple to understand. You get big shield, big hammer, and you go zoom. That's it. That's it.
People don't play him right, though. I've seen a lot of people not play him right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, with hero shooters in particular, like Call of Duty, they'll change the meta of the guns like every season to make the new guns more powerful than the older guns. And it's like, all right, sure, but that's like a small change in the grand scheme of things. Hero shooters, like, you got entire kits changing, like how people play, how people function, completely changing. Like, they do that to keep the pros and the hardcore players happy, but the casuals end up suffering because they don't know what's going on, because they don't read patch notes. I'm not reading the patch notes. I got a guy for that. He reads me the patch notes. He's super into reading patch notes. I go in and I go, oh, there's a new gun. Let me play with it.
With Apex, I definitely read them patch notes, dog, every season.
But I feel like you shouldn't have to.
I do. Because I need to know what the fuck you fucking with, man. Because that's what I think every time a new season comes out in Apex. What are you fucking with now, bro? Like look at the car. The car is my favorite gun.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they came out with lasers, they're like, oh, yeah, we removed the barrel from the fucking car. So, yeah, that shit has mag kick. The stabilization's fucking gone. Used to be able to, like, one-clip people with a car. Now it's just
I definitely didn't agree.
Man.
I think that's one of the reasons I got out of Apex, is the laser sight thing didn't make jack shit sense to me.
And it does. Listen, this is exactly what lasers did in Apex, and then we're gonna get off this fucking conversation. All right. This is what lasers did in Apex. The Vault. Remember, the Vault SMG?
I love the Vault.
It used to have really, really, really good hip fire accuracy. Let's say its hip fire accuracy was at 3. right?
Right.
All they did was take it down to 1 without a barrel, put it on a 2 with a white or blue, and then a purple, not a barrel, laser. And then a purple laser would just put it back on 3. So you didn't buff the gun, you debuffed it and made me have to go get a fucking item to make it what it used to be again. Fuck Apex.
Yeah.
No, real shit. That's exactly what they did. Like when lasers first came out, we all thought like, oh shit, like lasers are gonna make the hip fire more accurate. No, what they did was they removed the accuracy and made you have to get an item to get it back to where it used to be. Like a purple laser on any SMG literally just puts it at what its hip fire used to be at.
Yeah, no,
as a way of balancing the guns the fuck out.
I don't understand the concept for that. Like, it should have made it super laser accurate, so I could have played it like a fucking Halo shooter. Like,
nah,
I would just
pros complain.
people.
They complained about the alternator, the volt.
The whole point of the alternator is to be a hip fire SMG.
They complained about it too much, and then Apex's response was. Respawn's response was, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make an item now that you have to get to basically get that God hip fire on the joint. So alternator still goes crazy on hip fire.
That's because of its fire rate, though. Yeah. Like, it's not, if it had a crazy fire rate, it'd be shit. That's the problem. And it's like, well, why would you nerf the gun that doesn't have a crazy fire rate, does decent damage?
That's why the car doesn't have a fucking laser or a barrel. They were like, yo, the pros got so mad about the car being able to literally one clip from the hip, like, because that's what I used to do, just one clip from the hip, like that. That shit was fucking godly. Same thing with the assault rifles this season. Assault rifles went down 1 damage, so instead of hitting for 14, it's for 13 per shot. Right? Not a big difference. It really is though. Like if you like, I watch a lot of. I think the reason why I got so good at Apex is because I used to watch a lot of like videos on Apex. And it's like, I remember when that patch note came out, like everybody was complaining about it. I'm just like, why? And then I watched a guy on Reddit basically break it down. It basically takes like 3 clips. If you're not fucking God aim with the R301, it takes 3 clips to kill somebody, dog. Instead of it taking 2 like it used to. I was like, wow, that is a big fucking difference. Because my biggest problem with Apex, and I've been saying this for years now, all right? My biggest problem with Apex is, and I used to appreciate it, but now I hate it. That's why I love Warzone so much, is the time to kill. I hate Apex's time to kill, dog. It takes so much to kill people in that fucking game, dog. Like you literally, that game is team shoot the game. Like we all have to shoot at the same guy to get that kill. Like we have to. You know what I mean? Fortnite's time to kill. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately. I actually really like that game's time to kill. It's really good. Like really good. Like especially in zero build, it's really good, dog. Like every gun is viable to in that game. Versus with Apex, it's just like there's guns like I'll just will refuse to use. You know what I mean? Like 30-30 is good. It's not bad, but I suck with it.
I think the 30-30, as long as it has that weird shotgun attachment, is half decent.
I wish that wasn't an attachment though. Like I really wish that's exactly what that gun needs, is that fucking what is it? I forget what it's called. That's called Piercer. I forget what that joint is called. But yeah, dog. Like Apex's time to kill is too fucking long, dog. That shit is like it's so much, bro. Like I feel like I'm fighting one dude for like way too long, dog. Like I shouldn't, like every Apex pro tell you this. You shouldn't be fighting a team for more than fucking 1 minute, right? You and 3 other people. I agree with that too, but I shouldn't be fighting one guy for more than 15 seconds. Like that is wild, bro. If
you're not counting in maneuverability, then yeah, you're right.
Like, bro, in fucking Warzone, you're killing a guy in fucking 6 seconds at the max. At the fucking max, dog. And that's even if your aim ain't even that good. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take that much to kill people. And that fucking game, because the mag capacities are ass. The health is ridiculous. You know what I mean? You can get up to 250 fucking health. Dog, that's a lot, dog. Like, that's a fucking lot, bro.
Well,
Like,
it's a lot in the context of like how much damage each gun does. So if the guns are doing shit damage overall,
that's why the Rampage is going crazy this season, because it's the only heavy that literally shoots for 34 a hit. Like, that shit goes crazy, bro.
But you also have to hit those shots. So it's like, like balancing wise, it should be just like a mixture of both. Like, you have to hit your shots and you have to like know how the gun handles.
Yeah,
but if all the guns suck, and that's what I'm saying about metas end up kind of ruining a game for casual players. Like, I'll play Apex casually if the guns weren't just like, oh man, like we need to maximize like this gun's pick rate now this season, and it's like, oh, okay, but you know, that bow I really like to use now, it's shit because they got rid of the one attachment that made it good, because it's too good in the meta.
That's what
last
it is.
season.
Shatter caps.
Yeah,
Shatter caps is the joint for the 30.
I love shatter caps.
Me too.
I like that I can switch in and out between that and normal fucking shooting. But it's like they get rid of that one season, and now it's like, oh man, like now the bow that I like to use all the time is trash, and every other gun I'm terrible with. Like, I'm just a casual player. Like, I don't want to use anything else.
Let's get off this fucking conversation, man, because we racking up time on this joint. Let's kill these last 2 articles and get the fuck up out of here, man. We got shit to do. So
I don't got shit to do.
I don't have shit to do either, but
I'm probably just gonna go play Metroid after this, to be honest.
I want to eat. So damn, I just scratched shit out myself. Resident Evil 4 comes out this Friday. When you be listening to this podcast, it'll be coming out this Friday. It has been getting 10 out of 10s all over the board. All right. Like, I've literally seen 10 out of 10 every fucking where. IGN, GameSpot. I think Game Informer is the only person that gave it like a 9.5, whatever. You know what I mean? Look, it's only on the show notes just so I could tell y'all it's fucking late, dog. Like, we're going to have a good fucking time, dog. We're going to have a good time this Friday. Are any of y'all getting Resident Evil this Friday?
I will not be getting Resident Evil mainly because I have other games I need to beat first before I justify buying another RPG horror game. And I also have to beat Resident Evil 8.
Thanks. What about you, AK?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat, bro. I got other games I need to beat. Not saying that I won't be buying it, but not this Friday.
I'm basically going to pick it up when I pick up Hogwarts.
I got other games to beat too, but I'm going to beat this one first, baby. I'm going to beat this one first. All right? It's going to be lit, man. So look for the review on the next podcast, because we definitely going to review that game on the next podcast.
mean, I feel like you should just do a Blaze Talks about it too.
Yeah. And then the last piece of news we got for you that we're going to talk about, because I think everything else is kind of last piece, we're going to leave you on a real good high note, right? Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi.
I want all the fucking smoke with all of y'all niggas.
No, I got you, bro. That's a day one, and I'm giving hands. I'm giving hands. Right? All right. We are getting a Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi game. 15 years. It's been 15 years since the last one. Last one was on PS2. I think the last one was actually on PSP, but I mean,
you don't count that one.
That was a good one. That's a good one. I actually like that. I forget what it's called.
Remind me, because I didn't play the DBZ games like that. So, like, was Tenkaichi also the one with the weird Monopoly board that you can go around on?
No, that was Budokai 2.
Okay. Yeah, see, I'm going to get them all mixed up.
Tenkaichi's the one where it's literally like the Storm games, Ninja Storm games.
Like you can move around the map.
Yeah. That Tenkaichi's fire, bro. It's fucking fire. I mean, this is the year of the fighting game, though. This is the year of the fighting game.
Tenkaichi 3.
Oh my God.
2 was definitely fire, but 3, I remember, bro, we used to sit there all night and just fight all fucking night on that PS2, bro.
That's because that game had a fucking crazy roster, too. Like, that game had everybody. GT characters, Z characters, Dragon Ball characters. Like, it had every fucking body, dog. I'm talking about, it had Bojack. I think it had Bojack in that bitch. Like, that shit was crazy, bro. I'm like, what?
Bojack Horseman?
Nah, the guy from the one movie. He's in one of the movies.
Like the Evolution movie?
Nah, he's in one of the animated movies. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, BoJack DBZ. Yeah, what movie is he from? Dragon Ball Z BoJack Unbound. Yeah, that's what it is.
Damn, you got a whole movie. I've never heard of this fucking dude.
Yeah, he's a movie villain. He's a movie villain, but he's in that fucking game, and that was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Turles from the fucking Tree of Might and shit. Like, I was like, oh shit.
I remember Tree of Might. That movie was crazy.
That's a good movie, dog. All the old Dragon Ball Z movies are really good. Like,
yes,
Tree of Might, History of Trunks. History of Trunks is fucking a horror movie, to be honest. That joint scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Really?
Bro, when he's just sitting in the city, when Trunks is sitting in the city and you just hear like the androids like laughing and like killing people, I was like, bro, like this is wild. And then they did the little like flashback. They did the little flashback of them before they became androids and shit. I was like, bro, this is fucking wild, dog.
I think the only part of Dragon Ball that used to scare me as a kid was fucking Bobbity.
Yeah.
Bobbity?
Yeah, that fucking
Boo. Yeah.
The fucking witch bitch, man.
Yeah.
Oh. See, like Cell scared the shit out of me with his fucking tail butt thing. Like in his first form.
Cell Saga is the best saga of Dragon Ball Z ever. And I'll fight the shit out of everybody.
It definitely was, because I feel like Gohan was not even really like used in the Buu saga that often.
Bro, that's when my man knew how to write anime, dog. Like that's when he knew how to write that shit. That man has lost his fucking way, dog.
If I personally had to say, I would say definitely the Cell Saga is like number 1. I want to say number 2. Like I don't know if I would give it to like the Frieza saga or the Buu saga. Part of me wants to say Frieza
saga was lit
because
it was just
like
drawn out.
The Buu saga, I feel like the only cool thing about the Buu saga is when you started seeing the transformations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the only real cool thing.
That is it. That is the only thing I liked about Buu saga was Super Saiyan 3 and Vegito. That's it. That's it. Everything else about Buu saga is drawn the fuck out, and it was so annoying. Kid Buu, then you had Gohan Buu, then you had Gotenks Buu. It's just like so much, bro. It's like, dog, this has been so drawn the fuck out that it's like I'm tired of it. And again, Toriyama, I say this all the time as a big Dragon Ball Z fan. He is not a good writer. He does not know how to write fucking characters because he'll make a character and introduce them and never utilize them. Cell Saga, it felt like everybody was utilized, dog.
Yeah.
Every fucking body. Trunks was lit. Vegeta was lit. Piccolo was fucking lit, bro. Like
the androids were lit.
Yo, everybody was lit. Gohan was fucking lit. That was my favorite character, bro. My favorite character. And then he was just like, we're gonna ruin his whole shit with the Buu saga. His whole shit got ruined. Turned him into a fucking nerd, right?
He was already a nerd, though. That's the thing.
He was, but he was an even bigger fucking nerd with the Great Saiyan Man shit.
That shit was so corny.
That shit was funny as shit.
Gohan was the fucking man, bro. When that motherfucker saw when Android 16 died and that shit just cracked in his brain, and he turned Super Saiyan 2, I was like, that's my fucking nigga, dog. I mean, my favorite character was Trunks for the longest, just because he looked cool as shit.
Yeah, I was
He had
about
a
to say
sword.
Trunks was a
Yeah.
cool nigga, bro.
Bro, he
No,
had
no,
that
no.
swag.
He had a sword. That's it.
Especially when you start seeing Trunks for the first time, like it's just this grown nigga with a sword going Super Saiyan, beating the shit out of everybody. And he's like, yo, who the fuck is that guy?
Real shit, dog. Listen, Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 4 coming out. I cannot wait, dog. I'm serving hands, dog. I'm serving hands.
And that's yo, you gotta put that on the very fucking soon as that come out, that's a Friday night fight classic right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You might as well just do a tournament.
Probably
Tournament of power.
Oh shit.
Yo,
Tournament of litness.
Sign me up, dog. That shit's gonna be awesome. Because me personally, I always loved the Tenkaichi games, just like I always loved the Storm games. But the thing is about like the Storm games now is like I know that like Storm just kind of said that they were putting out another game too. They're putting out what's it called, Generations or something like that.
Yeah,
they already did that.
Yeah, no, like they got this new one coming out where it's basically Ninja Storm 4, but like they're putting all the characters from like Boruto in there and shit like that. And me personally, I'm gonna say it. I might get hate for this. Fuck Boruto. Boruto is not part of the Naruto world to me. I don't really give a flying fuck. That shit's not
connections. That's what you're talking about. Connections. It's,
yeah, that shit, bro.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say there is a Storm game called Generations. I know I picked that up and played it. It was dope.
Yeah, I didn't know it's Connections, Generations, whatever the fuck it's called, but it's literally like you're repaying for Storm 4. But you're just getting more characters on the roster.
I don't really like Boruto. I feel like Naruto should have ended at the end of Shippuden, in my opinion. Like he was happy, everyone was happy. Just fucking leave it there, bro. Why you gotta traumatize more people? What the fuck?
I think it's because it went on such a downward slope of what everybody thought it would end up looking. Like everybody thought that Naruto would end up kind of looking like that almost like Kakashi in a way type of, you know what I mean, grown up to where like, you know, he not that he would be part of the Anbu, but he would be that strong Jonin leader. You know what I mean? And
he became Hokage. He realized his dream. That's all we needed.
Yeah. But I mean, like the look of him per se. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like? I mean, to be fair, every Hokage has their own unique look. So like, I feel like if he looked like a regular ass Jonin dude, it would. I don't know. I don't think it would have been.
Just give me Clash of Ninja 4, and that's
man. Listen, just whoever that nigga Barber is, bro, hit him with a Rasen gun. Is that tripping?
Yeah. But that's it, man. That's all we got for this podcast, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to add to this bitch before we wrap it up? Because we about to hit that 2-hour mark.
Remember to eat your vegetables, drink some water, take a nap here and there. Yeah, water. H2O, bitch.
No.
The thing that 70% of your body.
Water. You mean to tell me y'all don't just drink beer and liquor?
No, I feel like our bodies can't sustain that. You're in a unique case.
Pump, my boy.
Oh, shit. I know that. All right, I'm gonna start drinking some water. Thanks, Eknight117.
What are you bathing then?
Don't take showers.
This man be bathing and getting this. It's like, damn, I need to take a hot shower. Just
drops a fucking 30 pack in the tub and just fucking swims in it.
Jesus Christ.
Not gonna lie, that's gotta hurt.
That's something else.
I wouldn't know whether to drink it or not.
You know, it might be fine to drink when it's coming down, but don't scoop it up. That's for sure.
All right, AK, you got anything to add before we get up out of here?
Shit, man. All I really gotta say is, you know, this was it was a pretty cool podcast, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was nice being up here. I appreciate y'all having me and shit like that, man. You know, I've been wanting to come up in here and talk some shit and see what's up for a while now. So I'm glad I finally got the chance. You know, I'm glad I actually got to talk to Eknight a little bit more because, you know, me and him, we don't really talk too much. We're not, you know, we don't see each other like that. Like I try
Yeah,
to,
no. I'm always at
I
work
try
when
to
you
catch
guys
the
are
streams and
streaming.
shit, but I don't know, man. It was a vibe. It was definitely cool as fuck, but definitely log into these podcasts if y'all haven't already, because these Jones is popping.
Listen, man, we got some more opportunities for you to be on the show. Trust and believe, man. Okay? But my closing statement is going to be make sure you guys go buy Resident Evil 4. Play that shit. And if you haven't played the demo, it came out. It's like a little small vertical slice of the beginning. It's really, it cannot be a spoiler. Like literally, I tell everybody all the time, like, you can't spoil a game that's fucking 15 years old at this point. Like 18 years old. My bad. That game's old as shit.
Yep.
But yeah, play that, John.
Oh, I almost forgot. Diablo beta coming out.
It's out right now. Yeah, it's out right now.
24th for everybody who didn't pre-order.
I heard it's fucking long ass wait times on some Overwatch 2 shit right now. Can't even log into that, John.
I didn't even pre-order, but next podcast I might talk about it because I am gonna try and play it.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna try to play it too. I mean, yeah, y'all. That's it. And make sure you guys all follow us all on Twitch. King.AK.302's links, Instagram and Twitch will be in the description for the podcast, man. Make sure you check that shit out. Make sure you rate us 5 stars on motherfucking Apple, Spotify. And yeah, this has been episode 56 of the Infernal Gaming Podcast. Y'all have a good motherfucking night, day, whatever y'all doing.
All right.
Peace out, y'all.
I got a shit, so let's go.
Do you really have to this time?
I always have to shit, man. I always have to shit. You know why? Because we do this shit early the fuck in the morning, and I drink a shit ton of coffee to wake up, and then I have to shit. All right.
My bad. All right. I ain't gonna lie too. I think I got a shit too. So
I just gotta drop a huge log.